Girlies, this is how to become instantly more attractive. No, I'm not talking about the messy bun, this slaps even harder. It's the half up, half down combo. If you're a lazy, last minute girly like me and you need some back to school hairstyles, this is the one for you. This is the perfect hairstyle for after you've just showered and need to do something quickly because you're gonna need wet hair for it. Okay, so first you're gonna wanna find your natural middle part and section. Keeping these front two pieces down, I'm going to section the top half of my hair, which is inevitably going to be the bit that goes into the bun at the top. The easiest way to get a clean line while doing this is to use the back end of your comb. Whilst you've got that all pulled back, you're just going to twist the hair and wrap it around into a little bun that is going to sit at the top and secure that with a hair tie. If you want this to be super sleek, you can then use hair gel to secure it down. For the bottom part of my hair, I'm going to use the GHD Duet Styler, which quite literally halves the time it would normally take for me to dry and then straighten my hair. And because I want it to look like I've just stepped out of a salon, I'm going to click the little shine shot button to give a little shine to my hair. And you've practically just given yourself a facelift in under 10 minutes. You're welcome. These are conversation starters for your crush, the in-person back to school kind. If you want more of where that came from, then I suggest you click follow. Okay, let's set the scene. You've not seen them for weeks. There's so much you want to know, but you can't ask them straight away because it would be ridiculously awkward. You don't speak to this person like that. It's very much passing comments in the hallway kind of vibes. Let's just say the stars have aligned and they're now in a class with you, or they happen to sit next to you. Don't overthink it. First of all, treat them like a friend. Girls, think about it. It's always the guy friends that fall in love with you because you're not giving them the nervous energies if you have a crush on them. You are literally just being your authentic self and being confident around them. If you take one thing from this video, please let it be this. This is the most important part. Now for the conversation starters. Two of the easiest icebreakers in this situation is to find common ground and common interests. Like if you both have a class or a teacher that you dislike, or compliment them on something specific. If the school you're at doesn't wear uniform and you pick your own outfits, just compliment him on the shirt he's wearing. Or let's say he's presented something to the class, compliment his abilities. You could be like, I wish I had the confidence like you fucking smashed that, teach me how. It's subtle, it's flirty, and you're complimenting him, which he probably rarely gets, so it's a triple win for me. And going back to the whole common interest thing, if you share a class together, find out their opinion on the homework, on the class itself, on the teacher, literally by just throwing out your own personal opinion. You could say something like, I would quite literally rather be naked in front of the whole school right now than to sit through the rest of this class. This works great because now they also have that image of you in their head. And then you can turn to them and say, if you could be doing anything in the world right now, rather than being in this class, what are you doing and why? It's lighthearted. You'll probably find out some of their interests in that conversation, and also an inside joke will probably form between the two of you. If you happen to have this person on social media already, now you have the perfect opportunity to message them outside of class and ask them about any work that goes on. If you then want to transition into more flirty, deeper conversations, I have other videos on my page that you can check out for those. But if you don't have them on social media and you can't easily message them, you can quite literally now slide your phone over to them discreetly so you don't get your phone taken off you with the phone book page open, insinuating they put their number in your phone. Don't even ask them. The confidence in this is key. You've already broken the ice now. If they feel comfortable enough to do it, they will. If they look at you funny, you can look at them and be like, just in case we have homework come up and I need someone to complain to about it. Now you have their number, and in future when you have tests to prepare for, you can easily hit them up for a study date. You're welcome. Things guys do that are hot for absolutely no reason. Girls confirm or deny in the comments, and guys, you can just sit back and enjoy the show. Number 1, I have named the human magnet, and you are about to find out why. Why is it so attractive when you're both asleep and you turn over to get comfy and face away from him, but he also turns over, cuddles you, and pulls you in closer to him? Like, aw, you miss me even when you're unconscious. It's so cute. Number 2, the bodyguard. When guys are protective, but not in like a creepy controlling way. They just care about your safety. Like if you're in a crowded place and they hold your hand and whisper in your ear, stay close to me. And then they like squeeze your hand to let you know that they're there and you're safe. It's giving the same energy as text me so I know you got home safe. you're immediately an 11. And number 3, why is it so attractive when a guy is super hungry and is shoveling in food to the point he is so hyper-focused and doesn't even look up from his plate? And then you realise and say something and they look up at you like, eat me like that, please. These are things girls wish guys knew. If you're a girl watching this and you're not a pussy, just send it to him and thank me later. If you are a guy that follows a ton of girls on Instagram, it's not looking good. Because it is a red flag for many of us, but you already knew that, I'm sure. This goes out to the men, or boys, should I say, who are in relationships, who not only just do this, but also appear in the likes of every Instagram girl ever. It's embarrassing and you're mugging her off because let me tell you why. What you need to understand is that girls talk. If it's very clear that you're in a relationship and your name is sitting in our likes, that's straight into the group chat, I'll be honest. Because why are you publicly violating your missus then? Only for you to be ignored by these other girls anyway. The maths isn't mathing. Number 2, plan shit. It's not fucking rocket science. Book something, tell her when to be ready, pick her up. And if you really want to push the boat out, find out what her favourite food is, then make 2 reservations and give her the option to choose. When you pick her up, get out of the fucking car. Don't just sit in there and text her like, I'm here. Do the gentleman thing, open the door for her. When you get to the restaurant, pull out the chair for her. These are little things that realistically do not take a lot of effort and go such a long way and are going to be memorable because it's very fucking rare in this dating age. And it's going to allow her to sit in her feminine energy and want to do more for you. In my mind, when a guy does this, I'm immediately more likely to want to pay for the date to somewhat match the energy that you gave me. But if you're not even planning shit, if you're in a relationship and you're not doing it, she's either going to have to step up and be in her masculine energy because you aren't, or she'll match your energy and soon after the relationship ends. I know which outcome I'd rather have. And number 3 is specifically for the guys who want a low body count girly. Not that that should even be relevant in my opinion, but if that is a non-negotiable for you for whatever reason, you cannot then expect her to be an expert in the field. When you're in the bedroom, guide her through it, tell her what you want her to do, how you like it, and she'll learn very quickly. And just as a collective to all men, please, for the love of God, just be more vocal. Hearing and seeing you enjoy it, immediately 10/10. This is how to become insanely attractive and get anyone that you want. If you need more tips and advice like the ones I'm about to give you, then I would highly advise clicking follow. Okay girlies, here's the deal. We're living in 2023 and the boys want princess treatment more than ever. I know this goes against everything we've been taught since we were this big, but believe me, making the first move now is much more successful than you would think. I know you want your future husband to just fall into your lap, however in reality it's just not going to happen that way. Making the first move, you get the pick of the bunch, and you're already doing what most women won't, which exerts confidence. Believe me, it is a win-win situation. Now that you've initially shown interest, see how they respond. If it's positive or reciprocated, this is where you're going to mirror their communication style. At this point, there needs to be some kind of exchange, some kind of give or take. And then you're going to pull back. Now that you've made the first move, you're going to prioritize you and not this connection. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but believe me, it works. Have you ever heard of the term absence makes the heart grow fonder? It's true. In this time, putting yourself first, doing things for you, not for their reaction, enjoying yourself, having fun, is going to have a much better effect, believe me. If you're worried that by pulling away, you'll lose their interest, just like their Instagram story or post, it lets them know that you're thinking of them, but without saying too much. At this point, they'll probably have messaged you again. But if they haven't, next time you reach out, let them know that you saw something and thought of them. Ideally, something you could have done together, but didn't. Even though you haven't made plans, it shows them that the thought was there, and you've planted the seed of those plans happening. Odds are they'll want to hang out with you and plan a date, and they'll think it was all their idea, but really it was you planting the seed. Now, when you see them, you want to make sure that the interaction is positive. They had the best time and leave feeling great about themselves. Compliment them, have fun, learn something together if you can, because it will just bring you closer. It will create an environment where they feel like they can open up to you. Let them, and listen. The second you do that, they're going to view you as their peace amongst all the noise, and someone they can trust, and someone that they have a great time with. Then continue to put the focus on yourself, not the success of the connection. And try to view it for what it is, an experience with someone where you had fun. This keeps you present and grounded and stops you obsessing over the idea of them. Do all of that successfully, they will want to see you again. And why wouldn't they when they now see you as an attractive person who makes them feel great, who can also be their peace amongst the noise, but isn't obsessive and has their priorities in check? These are things girls do on their period. Number 1, the rebirth. The pain will be that unbearable that we will revert to our original form. Yep, that's right, I'm talking about the fetal position. I will never understand why, but as women when we're in pain, folding like a deck chair somehow slightly makes existing bearable. And we will absolutely try any variation of that position rather than taking a painkiller. It's almost like a personal challenge to see how long we can go without them. Number 2, going to the toilet and finding out it wasn't discharge and it is in fact your time of the month is the worst feeling known to man. For some reason, it always happens when we're wearing a light colour or we're on holiday or have plans. Like, so inconvenient, how dare you? However, whilst we sit and contemplate our whole entire existence on the toilet, we will finally come to the conclusion that we're thrilled we aren't in fact pregnant, even if we've only done so much as kiss a boy. And now the whole past week's emotions will finally make sense. Number 3, after consuming all sugary foods in the house, we will live from our beds. And if we aren't holding our stomachs in agony, we'll subconsciously have one hand on our boob for comfort. Because that's probably also hurting too. And number 4, should we actually make it out of bed to go to the toilet to change our pad or tampon, we will assess it before disposing of it. And then convince ourselves we're dying due to the sheer amount of blood we've lost and the kind of funky coin smell. If it wasn't bad enough that we were in pain and bleeding, now anyone within a 5-meter radius will also know that we're on our period. These are things girls do in a relationship. Number 1, if we've said yes to being in a relationship with you, we're in it for the long run. We visualize the whole next 20 plus years with you, which may look like also having children. Even if she's nowhere near ready to be having children, if it's something she wants in the future, guarantee she has a baby name list in her notes app. The fucked thing about this though is when she's in her infatuated stage, she'll convince herself that this future plan will happen. Like it has to, that you guys could never argue and it could never veer off track because you two are meant to be and you'll have your happy ever after one day. So if there ever is a breakup, she then has to mourn the entire future 20-year plan she had with you and the many children you guys were going to have together that she's already named but don't exist. This is the real reason it takes us so long to get over a breakup. Number 2, she will steal all of your clothes because it will always look cuter on her in her opinion. But if you are a boy watching this, one thing you should prepare for is for the day she asks to wear your underwear. Yeah, if the roles were reversed, I could see how this would look. However, it's purely for the fact that they're just more comfortable. To be fair though, anything probably is more comfortable than a thong giving you a front wedgie. Number 3, whenever you have your back turned, especially when you're least expecting it, we will try to grab your arse or smack it. No real reason why, it's just really funny to see you guys hate the fact that the roles were reversed. Like you're just stressing because you think it should be you doing that to us. And number 4, in the early days of a relationship, we may just accidentally leave things at yours. One benefit is that we're marking our territory, but that's not even the main reason. The main reason is purely for the fact that now we have an excuse to see you sooner. How can we live without the thing that we left at yours? To be honest, I have so many other things that we do as girlfriends. So if you want to see that, I suggest you click follow.